do it? Why the baby?
Brynnen Murphy told investigators where he dumped them days earlier.
This is the story of 24-year-old Kaylen Johnson, whose pregnant body was found alongside her 2-year-old son, both tossed over a Baton Rouge bridge by her boyfriend. Hello, and welcome to Killer Crimes. Like and subscribe for more videos. This story takes us to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Baton Rouge is a food lover's paradise, known for its unique culinary traditions and delicious cuisine, like gumbo, jambalaya, crawfish étouffée, and boudin. It is also home to Louisiana State University, LSU. The LSU football team, known for its competitive spirit and strong fan base, plays its home games at Tiger Stadium, often referred to as Death Valley. Baton Rouge is also home to celebrities such as former NBA player and actor Shaquille O'Neal and rapper and entrepreneur Kevin Gates.
And the search continues this morning for a mom and her son, last seen March 5th. Baton Rouge police asking for the public's help to find 24-year-old Kaylen Johnson and her 2-year-old son, Kayden. Kaylen is 5 feet tall and weighs about 105 pounds. Police say they were last seen, their last known address is on Old Hammond Highway. If you know anything about where they are, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 344-7867.
Kaylen Johnson was 6 months pregnant when her boyfriend, Brynnen Murphy, fatally shot Kaylen and threw her body over a bridge, proceeded to grab her 2-year-old son as he was crying in fear, and threw the panicking toddler over the same bridge. Both bodies laid lifeless for days until they were found a week later.
He took 3 beautiful souls from us. 3 beautiful souls. Against him. Because we was able to bring our babies and we get to say our final goodbyes to them.
Kaylen was a loving mother and an inspiring nurse.
Kayden. Kayden. Kayden.
She decided to put her career on hold after finding out she was pregnant with her and Brynnen's first child. March 5, 2022 was the last time anyone spoke to Kaylen. Her last call was to her friend to tell her she had made it home safely and was about to eat and shower. Kaylen and Kayden went missing the next day, with no sign of their whereabouts or well-being. After many unsuccessful attempts to contact Kaylen, her family issued out a wellness check on her, only to find no sign of anyone at the apartment. Starting to worry, Kaylen's family called the police and issued a search for her and her 2-year-old son. Police questioned her boyfriend Brynnen, but reports he was uncooperative and claimed he did not know the whereabouts of either of them. Days later, police discovered Kaylen's abandoned car with the license plate removed. Their suspension immediately went back on Brynnen. In hiding and unable to bear the guilt any longer, Brynnen finally turned himself in to the authorities. He walked himself into the police station and confessed to the police that he had fatally shot Kaylen and dumped her body over the bridge. He took authorities to the location in the woods and showed them exactly where he dumped both Kaylen and her son Kayden. He told police Kayden was alive but scared and crying when he threw him over the bridge. He reported he could still hear him crying when he drove off but decided to leave him for dead.
Police have discovered 2 bodies now 20 miles apart in East Baton Rouge Parish, and just minutes ago we confirmed there is now an arrest in the case.
Our Brynnen Bazette is here now with what we know so far and how these bodies are believed to be a missing pregnant woman and her young son. Brynnen?
So take a look at these 2 faces behind me. 24-year-old mother Kaylen Johnson and her 2-year-old son Kayden Johnson. They were last seen on March 5th. Baton Rouge police tell us Kaylen Johnson's boyfriend, who's the mother of her unborn child, has been arrested. Around 9 this morning, police started searching a wooded area off Burbank Drive near Ben Hur Road. A police helicopter circling overhead. Around 12 this afternoon, investigators found a body of an adult in the woods, almost at the same time, investigators found another body off the Central Thruway in Central. An autopsy will have to be done in order to positively identify the bodies, but police believe that's the case, and that's why they have now made an arrest.
Good evening to you, friends. Greg Merriweather here alongside Elizabeth Fowle. Tonight we have some details, some terrible details about the deaths of Kaylen Johnson and her 2-year-old son, Kayden.
They were found dead in 2 different places in East Baton Rouge Parish just a few days after their family reported them missing to police. Baton Rouge detectives arrested Brynnen Murphy for their deaths after he turned himself in. Police say Murphy led investigators to their bodies. He's charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder at this time.
Let's bring in our Lester Dewey now in the Alert Center with what he's learned tonight. Lester.
Greg and Liz, according to police, Kaylen and her son Kayden had not been seen or heard from since Saturday, March 5th. Her family met with police to report her missing on the 11th. Police tell us they knew something was off in this case when they found Kaylen's car without a license plate. As officers escorted a handcuffed 20-year-old Brynnen Murphy out of State Police headquarters to Parish Prison, he ignored our questions.
Did you do it? Why the baby?
Investigators believe Murphy is connected to the disappearance and deaths of his girlfriend Kaylen Johnson and her 2-year-old boy Kayden Johnson.
He was out on the streets and he decided to turn himself in, and when he did, First District officers brought him here and we started our interview process. Throughout the interview process, he gave us information as to both being deceased and the locations as to where they were.
Police brought out a helicopter to search the wooded area off of Burbank Drive near Ben-Hur Road and found Kaylen's body at around noon. Family members believe she was pregnant when she died.
We don't know if she's pregnant as of yet. We're going to wait until an autopsy is conducted.
Just minutes later, police across the parish found her son Kayden dead by the Central Thruway in Central.
No reason as to why those locations.
Arrest records show police initially questioned Murphy after Kaylen's family reported her and her son missing. Police say he denied knowing where they were and disappeared shortly after. After investigators searched his apartment, he turned himself in.
We tried to interview him and get some information. He didn't give us any.
When did you guys think that this could involve foul play?
It was suspicious in nature. We found her car without the license plate on it, and from there, it raised an eyebrow. One of the guys made contact with him. He refused to give information, and then from there, he disappeared.
After examining the bodies, police believe the victims could have been dead for at least a week.
Very tough, tragic situation. Uniformed officers are affected by this. Homicide detectives are affected by this. Everybody in the community is affected by this.
The coroner's office will determine the exact cause of death and exactly how long the 2 victims have been dead for. Additional charges for Brynnen Murphy could be pending as this investigation continues.
Kaylen Johnson had been shot multiple times according to the findings of an autopsy.
Inside the East Baton Rouge coroner's office Tuesday, autopsies performed on 24-year-old Kaylen Johnson and her 2-year-old son Kayden, one day after both bodies were found in separate wooded areas, after 20-year-old Brynnen Murphy told investigators where he dumped them days earlier. The coroner's office ruling both deaths a homicide, but that appears to be the only similarity. Kaylen Johnson was shot multiple times, according to the coroner's office, before Murphy allegedly dumped her body and the gun along Burbank Drive near Ben-Hur. For 2-year-old Kayden Johnson, the cause of death not confirmed, but hypothermia is suspected. The coroner's preliminary report noting Kayden's body did not show any signs of trauma, even after the child, still alive, was thrown from this overpass along Central Thruway. The autopsy also confirming Kaylen was pregnant. Her family says she was 6 months along.
He took 3 beautiful souls from us. 3 beautiful souls.
Murphy appearing in court via Zoom Tuesday afternoon wearing an orange jumpsuit and blue mask. His demeanor quiet but polite, a commissioner refusing to set his bond. That hearing coming hours before autopsy findings were released, information the district attorney was eagerly anticipating before making any prosecutorial decisions.
There was a mother pregnant at the time that will potentially add a charge of feticide, if that's the case. Also, how the child was killed will give us more information as to what type of case we're looking at.
Tonight, District Attorney Hiller Moore still undecided on the death penalty.
Surely this is a first-degree murder case that potentially has the potential to carry the death penalty. Not that we're making any decisions at all.
Even as more grisly details surface surrounding how Kaylen and Kayden Johnson were killed, Her family, now charged with planning 2 funerals, say they don't hold a grudge on the man now charged with killing them.
I do forgive Brynnen for what he did. I do. Because I feel like if he didn't turn himself in, we would never knew what it was at. I don't hold anything against him because we was able to bring our babies and we get to say our final goodbyes to them.
Brynnen
confessed to shooting 24-year-old Kaylen in the parking garage of his apartment complex on North Harris Ferry Road and disposing her body, all while her 2-year-old son was present in the backseat. After shooting her, Brynnen drove to the Central Freeway and disposed of both the gun and Kaylen's body over the freeway bridge. He drove a short distance and took 2-year-old Kayden out of the car, screaming in fear, and proceeded to throw him over the bridge also. Reports say he admitted hearing him crying as he drove away, but decided to leave him for dead. When asked why he killed them, Brynnen refused to provide an explanation of committing such a heartless crime. Brynnen is now charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and is being held without bond.
Mother, strong sister.
Kaylen's sister Tiara Johnson spent Tuesday afternoon relighting candles, remembering this is where she would see her baby sister and play with her nephew.
Amen.
Kaylen was a loving mother, daughter and sister, whose radiant energy will forever live on. It saddens us to hear of such great loss to not only a mother but her son and unborn daughter. Domestic violence is a serious danger, and we ask that you all be cautious and mindful. Our condolences go out to the family of Kayden, Kaylen and her unborn. May justice be served for the victims, and may their family find peace in their memories.